Chapter 14. It was early evening, but it felt late because I wasn't used to it getting dark so early. I'm sure it always was, but when you work at a job that has no windows, you seem to miss out on the passing of time. I was bored and watching an old friend's independent film for the first time. About 10 minutes into it, I was yearning for a good Hollywood-made movie. My vocal cords spontaneously shouted out the word, "This blows," without me even realizing I said it. That was how bad this movie was. The most I could tell you about the movie was that it was about someone wanting a relationship. The main character was a female who couldn't make up her mind if she wanted a man or just wanted sex. I guess she wasn't picking just one. Immediately, you could tell it was shot on Shito. The most I could tell you about the movie was that it was about someone wanting a relationship. The main character was a female who couldn't make up her mind if she wanted a man or just wanted sex. I guess she wasn't picking just one. Immediately, you could tell it was shot on Shitio. Shitio means that it was shot using a very bad video camera. Besides the poor camera, the acting was atrocious. But I blame the director, my friend. I would say she was learning. But she had been making movies for the past 7 years. There was a knock on my door which sent shockwaves of stress through my body. I never get any visitors. People stopped coming over, mostly because my place was a mess, and I was boring. My first thought was that I was hoping it was a woman to come over for some sex. Then I got disgusted with myself because I was feeling like that horrible movie I had just been watching. Unfortunately for me, I looked through the peephole and it was a guy. It was my friend Aaron, who I hadn't seen in months. I opened the door and greeted him with a big hello. It was nice to see him after all these months. I was starting to think he had forgotten about me. "Long time, Tyler," smiled Aaron. "Well, come on in," I said, and he came right in. Aaron was the person Ramon always feared. He never liked Aaron on our outings because he was a threat to any woman who might find Ramon attractive. Not that any ever did. Aaron was the type of guy that whenever he came in contact with girls, we would always listen to them and talk about what a hot guy he was. Aaron was in his 40s just like I was. His hair was receding around the dome, and he neglected to shave it bare like I did years ago. There was a notable scruff on his face, like he couldn't afford a razor. He was laden down, like he hadn't slept in months, and I could see his pot belly as he bent for a seat on the couch. I drew forward trying to figure out what was wrong. He spoke before I did. He asked, "Why are you watching my wife's movie?" I was going through some movies and I happened to find that. By sheer luck, you happened to come over at the same time. "Yeah, well, she's my ex-wife now." "Really? What happened?" As if I need to ask. A few months back I attended their wedding. It was a theme wedding like something out of a cartoon princess show. By the time the music came and she walked down the aisle in her wedding gown, she wouldn't get off the damn cell phone. She was texting and updating her Facebook. She was even taking pictures of the attendants and some of her girly friends, bounced up and down as her and Aaron stood there by the altar, dumbfounded. The highlight of the night for me was when the minister said, "You may now update your status." It was a joke, but she actually did it before the kiss. I never attended a wedding like that before. I guess after 7 marriages, she doesn't take them as serious as she did the first 6 times. Her name was Kelly. Aaron and Kelly first hooked up 6 months ago when he was called over to fix one of her pipes. They knew each other back in school, and she had been keeping in close contact. After he finished plumbing, he noticed she was crying in her bedroom. He kneeled before her and asked her what was wrong. She replied, "My marriage is falling apart." "Didn't you get married like not even a month ago?" I know, it was a mistake. I don't know what I was thinking." If anyone hasn't figured it out, Kelly gets married for attention. Think about it. When she announced it on Facebook, she would get at least 60 likes and several comments on how happy they were for her. When she got engaged, no one seemed to call her out on why she was getting married for the billionth time. She had a lot of support from her girlfriends. There was always a lot of, "I love you" in the comments. Then once the wedding day came, with showered all kinds of attention. That was the day she could have everything her way. The photographer would have to obey her every command like it was Kelly Day, and hugs and love from all her friends. After the wedding day, the attention stops. Suddenly, her comments weren't getting enough likes on Facebook. It was like she was attracting a crowd of people to her product who slowly walked away to find another attraction. Because of this, she would be miserable and pick at whatever problem her new husband had that was apparent before the wedding. But now was a problem. It was like building blocks to cover what the real problem was. Her. Aaron, like the other 6 men, was a victim of this. He came home one day to their 2-story home that he pulled out of the mortgage for, and right away he could feel the tension in his own home. For the past 5 months, she had been struggling to get a divorce. It seemed that every time something would go wrong, she would automatically opt out for divorce. It was even a situation as simple as missing a spot mowing the grass, where it would be very easy to just mow over it. She would jump right to getting a divorce. This argument was something special. Aaron walked into that house taking careful steps. He would ask, "Honey?" not knowing if she was taking one of her many naps during the day. Yes, Kelly always had to take naps. She didn't work or anything. In fact, she rarely even cleaned. Her naps were always more important. She got up and went to his face. At least that's what the story I got. She asked him, "You remember before we got married, you asked me about my last husband? About didn't we marry like even a month ago? You remember saying that?" Aaron thought for a moment and then replied, "Yeah, I think so." "What did you mean by that?" "That you were upset about your husband and you weren't even married a month." So she was digging for words with her hands. "What were you trying to say? That I sucked at being married? Was that what you were trying to say?" "Why are you bringing this up now, woman? Damn! We haven't even been married a year, and you're telling me about shit that happened before we even got married." "Well, if I knew when to keep your mouth shut and be home more often, maybe I wouldn't be yelling at you with all this shit." "I have to pay bills, woman. Someone has to." Oh, so you're saying I can't keep a job?" "Well, you're not working." "Oh, I see how it is. I'm just a broke-ass loser with no job." "I wouldn't say loser." "Go fuck yourself." Kelly slammed the door behind her and locked it. She didn't talk to him for the rest of the night. The next day, however, Aaron came home early to surprise her. He thought he would make it up with some flowers. What he found out was that there was candles everywhere. At first, he thought she was some kind of cult witch practice until he found her coming out of the room in a robe. Then behind her was some guy in his underwear. She yelled at him for throwing him out of the window. This brought him to my place. The last time he heard from Kelly, she was boo-hooing to her friends about how bad Aaron was. Aaron, like the 6 victims before him, became the bad guy. Comments like, "You can find better," and not, "Maybe the problem is you," flooded the comments section. She moved out of her mother's house and left him with all the bills. Now she was trying to get him to help pay for the divorce since she was expecting to get married again. "What a fucking whore," I finally said to him about his wife. I had been waiting to say that at a time where I knew it wouldn't hurt his feelings. Yeah, I can see it clearly now. "So where have you been staying lately?" "At my sister's. It's just been hell for me. And the kids. And man, I shouldn't have never married her." "What's done is done. Hey, look, I'm coming to a Halloween party with some friends. You should come. This sounds like a plan. So are we dressing up? In costumes? Yeah. That's what I meant. Then he got serious. The look in his bewildered eyes suggested he had something boiling in his mind. He asked me, Tyler, am I an asshole? You're more like asses swimming in a pool than an asshole. End of chapter 14.